If animals can predict nature disasters, why are we being told to be aware of natural disasters? Is it normal for animals, such as chickens, to start crowing about the coming disaster? Should we be more worried about birds than humans? Birds can predict a natural disaster just by crowing, and some chickens have been seen acting strangely before. With this, you can now use your trusty poultry friend's abilities to predict when something is going wrong. Learn where your backyard disaster could happen beforehand, so you don't have to worry about a thing. How animals predict nature disasters. Animals are incredibly good at predicting natural disasters. For example, a number of animals have been observed to leave their homes in advance of a storm. This is because they can sense the impending danger and want to get out before it becomes too late. Some animals can also predict when a disaster is about to happen by smelling something unusual in the air or hearing unusual noises. For example, if you see an animal acting strangely or leaving its home before the storm, it may be trying to warn you that there is a problem coming soon. There are many animals that can predict and even prevent natural disasters. Seagulls have been seen to fly away from the shoreline before an earthquake. They also seem to be more active during a hurricane, when they are able to find food in the storm. Scientists are now trying to figure out how animals predict these disasters, and how we can use them as a tool for predicting or preventing natural disasters. Animals predicting natural disasters in the past. The use of animals in predicting natural disasters is not new. In fact, there are examples that can be found in ancient literature. This is because animals are able to sense and predict weather changes as well as the changes in the Earth's magnetic field. Animals were also used to predict natural disasters by people who were not aware of these facts. For example, a dog was spotted at the time when a storm was about to hit a certain area, and it predicted that there would be lots of rain. The dog's owner took his pet with him, and he saved himself from going to an area that was about to get flooded by the storm. According to the study, animals were able to predict natural disasters in the past by changing their behaviors. The scientists studied how animals reacted to the earthquakes and volcanic eruptions of Mount Vesuvius in Italy. They found that the birds flew away before the eruption, while mammals stayed put and became extinct. They also found that some animals migrated away before the eruption, while others didn't have a choice as they were trapped by lava or ash. The study showed that these types of animal behaviors are useful for predicting natural disasters in the future because they can help us identify when an event is going to happen, and what type of events might happen if a certain animal's behavior changes from normal patterns. What is a nature disaster, why do they occur, and what can we do to prevent them? Nature disasters are natural events that cause serious damage to the environment and harm humans. They can be caused by natural hazards such as earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, and more. Nature disasters are not just limited to natural disasters. They can also happen due to human-made activities such as industrial accidents, nuclear accidents, and oil spills. Preventing nature disasters is difficult because they are a natural occurrence that cannot be controlled by humans. However, there are many things that we can do to minimize their effects on the environment and people. Nature disasters can be divided into two categories, natural and anthropogenic. Natural disasters occur when a magnitude 7 earthquake occurs in the Himalayas, or when a hurricane hits the coast, for example. Anthropogenic disasters happen when people create a hazard that is capable of causing damage on a large scale, like global warming. How do animals predict natural disasters? Animals are able to sense impending disasters and make preparations for them. These animals are able to predict natural disasters by using their senses and instincts. Animals have a keen sense of smell that allows them to detect the presence of chemicals in the air. They also have a better sense of hearing than humans, which allows them to hear sounds that humans cannot. In addition, animals can see in the dark, which is a useful skill when natural disasters occur at night. A recent study found that animals can predict earthquakes with an 85% accuracy rate. This study was conducted on rats who were released from their cages during an earthquake, and then returned after it was over. The rats were able to escape from their cages before the earthquake occurred and return after it had ended. What animals see, hear, smell, and taste about nature disasters. Animals are the first to sense nature disasters, and they often have a better understanding of what is happening than humans do. They can detect changes in the weather just by smelling it, while humans rely on their sight. Animals are also more sensitive to danger because they have a much more developed sense of smell than humans do, which helps them locate food sources or predators. This can help them escape danger zones before it's too late. Nature disasters are not only harmful to people but also to animals. Animals are forced to find new ways to survive and adapt. These changes can be seen in the way they interact with each other and their environment. The following are some of the animals that have been reported to be in distress during natural disasters. Elephants. The elephants were found to be distressed after a huge earthquake in Nepal. It was found that the earthquake had caused cracks in the ground, and consequently, the elephants were unable to find food or water. Horses. Horses are also very sensitive animals, and they are often reported as being distressed when their habitat is destroyed. In a study done by University of Florida, it was found that horses are more sensitive than dogs because they can smell things with their sense of smell. Dogs also have a keen sense of smell, and they can detect danger from miles away. They often detect dead bodies or other dangerous objects during natural disasters like earthquakes and fires, which leads to the saving of many lives. What can we do about predictions made by animals? Predictions made by animals have been found to be accurate. In the past, it was rare for an animal to predict a future event, but now we are seeing more of such predictions in the media. There are two ways that we can look at these predictions: either they are true or they're not. If they're true, then there is a possibility that this could be evidence of extrasensory perception, ESP, which is something that science has yet to prove definitively. If you believe in the validity of these predictions, then you need to take precautions against them and prepare yourself for the future. Predictions made by animals are interesting and sometimes accurate. However, they can also be inaccurate or misleading. This is because of the animal's perspective and lack of understanding of human culture. One way to avoid being misled by these predictions is to consider the source, an animal. For example, if a dog predicts rain, it may mean that there will be a lot of water on the ground for them to drink, or that there will be puddles for them to play in. Another way to avoid being misled by these predictions is to consider the context. What does the animal know about their surroundings? For example, if a horse predicts rain, they may know that their pasture has been drier recently due to weather conditions like drought. Conclusion for how animals predict nature disasters. There are many ways in which animals predict natural disasters, but one of them is detecting changes in the environment, such as increased levels of CO2 or methane, which is associated with natural disasters.